La 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 la
La
la
la
la.
la. Every time we start that stream, it sounds like we're doing a sound check, but we're actually just inviting you to have fun with us.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for watching. Of course, if you're watching later, thank you for joining as well. But in particular, hello everyone in the chat there. Great that a lot of people were already waiting. We are back, and the one and only Frankie boy.
Is back as well from the dead.
Yeah, yeah. What happened? You went to yeah, you went to the
Ah,
Paris trip, of course. You streamed the game just like me. We both now played
yeah.
10 hours, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. We
so
played lots and lots of the game, and yeah, then I got actually like influenza, the real one, and then I was like sick for a week and a half, and now we're back.
but you are fully recovered now, and you're back in
Yeah.
the grind because no rest for the wicked these weeks. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I'm still busy with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Of course, I see you're not really covering it. You made like 2 videos, but I love the game so much,
I'm
and
happy
I'm
for you.
curious how actually Assassin's Creed Shadows will perform compared to this. Now, of course, like KCD, it's purely Steam main game, I would say, and Assassin's Creed is not. But I'm curious. I'm super curious, and I love both games for what they are. Excited to talk about the game with you guys in live chat. So I think you had like a live stream already, right? With
Yeah, I see some people say, no, there's no like new gameplay. Like we're gonna show the game a bit, of course, but we both streamed the game 2-3 weeks ago. I've lost all sense of time, but I think it was 2 weeks ago when we were both in Paris. So you can watch those streams. They're both on our channel, and especially the Jonathan interview with Fragnard. That's in English, so you
That's
can
a
watch.
great one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is really a recommendation.
yeah.
So
I, by the way,
and
watched that as well. I got some info out of that. We can maybe like touch on that because you got some
I mean, it
scoops.
was no info interview. It was just a casual chat on stream
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
with some community questions.
yeah. 100.
Wink.
Yeah, it was good. It was interesting, and
It was
uh,
crazy.
yeah. So let's Benjamin and Sarah. Do you have more info to share or just predictions? Of course, these shows we like to do them every Wednesday when we can. Of course, again, some like Joyce filled in for you 1 week, but
Oh,
last week we were both away, so then it's hard. But I think in particular this show will be a lot of fun after the game is out because then we can kind of touch on the things we did inside the game. Everyone has played it, and yeah, then kind of look ahead. Okay, what's happening with the DLC and we can like look at the trailer together because we both did not. We did watch it, but we have not talked about it together. So that's gonna be fun as well. But yeah, for now we're just going to talk about our feelings. Like again, I was last week in Japan. For if you don't know, Ubisoft invited me to go to a special Kyoto event, and it was very interesting to, as someone who is lucky enough to be able to go to the some European events and some yeah, like in the US or in Canada. This Japan event was quite different because they had this whole stage show. We can like already
okay. So this
oh,
was more like an entertainment stuff?
yeah, no, it was like for press, but it just I guess the way that they handled that in Japan. So
Just a little
they
bit different,
basically
huh?
like had this whole let me see if I can like pull it right
I'm
here.
super excited because I don't know anything about that event. Ah, you got some recordings. Wow.
Yeah, it was like a whole stage show because it was in a theater, and I think this was just one of the plays they already have. So it did not have like a direct connection with the shadows. It's not as if they're now if they just announced mythical
Mhm.
creatures, but but it was like a lot of
You
fun.
can make a video. It's totally announced now.
Yeah. No, but they there was like one of the famous artists who was like making a piece of art for shadows while the music was playing. So then yeah,
Mhm.
when the music was over, the art was finished as well. I got to see a bit of this, so also some art which was pretty cool. Um, So yeah, well, it was mostly for like just to solidify the hey, we're making a game set in Japan, and for the press people in Japan to kind of get like an idea for what they can expect. They of course did announce this that Mackenzie,
Oh, the actor.
yeah, from One Piece Netflix, that he is actually a character in the game. They have done this for previous games as well, where they either like a content creator or someone else that they put them in the game. You of course famously were a character in the Druids DLC, and
As well as in the main game, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, now they have Mackenzie.
It's exciting to be a character in the Assassin's Creed.
Crazy.
That's the most fun I've had since I got
Yeah.
here.
I'm
Yeah, so he's
I can't
like,
hear you anymore. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, no. I play some of the sound from the trailer, but yeah, there are of course 6 allies in the game, and he will be one of them. And seems like it will be mostly focused on an interaction with Naue. Although I do think you can like interact with him with Yasuke as well, but then probably not do the romance. Well, if you play Naue, you can probably romance him because they are. He kind of talks about it here. Let's have a listen.
Powerful and sleeps with everyone.
Sleeps with everyone. Well, that's kind of a hint, I think.
Is this where you bring all the girls?
I can't hear him, but
He says that he's like a fighter and that he sleeps with everyone. And then Naue says here, so this is where you bring all the girls? So yeah.
What a gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to meet that guy in game with Yasuke and
Yeah, and the cool part is, so they of course have the immersive mode in the game where all the characters... Like, are you gonna... Like, you're probably gonna play the German version, right?
I am, of course, yeah. I need to.
I need to. Yeah, otherwise people will not understand it.
But this
Which
time
makes
I'm
sense.
not a voice actor for Assassin's Creed show. So I can also play it without cringing. So
Okay.
which is good for me.
That's nice. No, but they of course have the immersive mode in the game where all the characters speak Japanese or Portuguese, just when it makes sense. And then of course with English subtitles. And the cool part is that Mackenzie actually does the Japanese and the English voice. So I thought that was like a pretty
that's
cool,
nice. Yeah.
But not the German voice.
That's also a thing in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Like if you play the game in English and there's Germans appearing in that game, they will talk German. So it's super funny to play the English mode as a German because obviously we'll understand it. But if you turn the game to German, everything is German. So it's not funny anymore. And I'm interested in that immersive mode as well. I will, of course, switch to it and maybe try it out. I also tried out the Japanese voice acting on stream live.
What?
It was already implemented, the Japanese voice acting.
Did you use it?
Yeah, for a minute, everybody was asking for it in chat, like 20 messages, Japanese. I turned it on, and then we were like 50 messages, back to German. What is this? It's super crazy.
Wait, I have one as well, I think, where I turn it on so we can like quickly have a listen to it. But I think this will be the best way to play the game, because for me, and that was one of the things I mentioned in a recent video I did with some like feedback and some things that I think would be better to be improved before launch or around launch. And there I also said that I don't think they will tweak. Of course, it's hard to go back and tweak the voice of Naue, but in some situations she kind of lacks she kind of lacks some sort of energy or something, and her voice, her audio or her like face also kind of lacks emotion. Let's see, I'm pulling up my stream that I did here, and then let's have a listen. But yeah, this is a question that I'm seeing a lot in the community as well. So obviously when people see Yasuke fight in particular, when he does abilities, you see the black and white. the black and white
It's something we
filter
can
is
maybe
what we're talking about here, but I think if we talk to the
tweak in
character,
the
you will
future.
actually...
Yeah, it's something that we're looking, maybe not for launch, but
Yeah.
a little bit after launch to give you the
I
options.
did not
so we're
have
looking
1
at
million yet.
maybe additional
No.
options that we will get from this feedback. You know,
Yeah, no, that's
but
great.
most likely those things will come
Yeah.
launch.
Yeah, just give... Yeah, as an option would be great. Okay, let's hear.
姫路のやぶさめババへよくぞ参った
Also Japanese.
順路の左手にある木の元を馬
But
上から
hopefully
言う
this game can teach you.
たやすかろう始めよう
Yeah, it's like a small, example, but I think the game is way better in the immersive mode, and I think it's awesome that they, of course, excuse me, that they of course did it. So
Yeah, I couldn't hear a thing, but the
Trust me,
German
it's
version
good.
is fine. Yeah,
okay.
we have pretty awesome voice acting here. So yeah. But I mean, yeah, facial expressions, that's like always a critique you have at Ubisoft games, and I think it will be
Yeah,
like
but
that
it's
forever.
it's mostly weird that some older games nailed it, and then we go forward in time, and it seems like a step back, even compared to an Odyssey and to a and to Valhalla. Those conversations, like, it makes sense that there are a lot of conversations in the game, so they cannot all look very natural. But still, especially, like, I think Ghost of Tsushima did a great job where they knew that the conversations were not that exciting, so they had like a lot of like shots where you would zoom out of the characters and would kind of see some environment shots. But here you have like the camera, bam, on Nawe's face, and yeah, she just lacks kind of emotion. But maybe that changes, and I already think playing in immersive mode, and that's also pretty awesome. I got to I saw some of the Japanese voice actors that were that were there. So they were here, and this is like Nawe in the immersive mode. This is her father, and I was there for like a couple of hours. I still don't know who he plays. Which is kind of interesting, but yeah.
I mean,
he
maybe
was
it's a
there too.
surprise, and it's
Yeah, maybe they didn't want to. Yeah, because we know Oda Nobunaga
Yeah.
is a different character.
maybe he plays I don't know, Ezio or Cassandra.
Yeah,
Cassandra.
Alexio
But-
is confirmed.
He's gonna, "I am
Let's look
Cassandra."
at the chat a bit here. So we have
Yeah.
Domex Sality. I hope I pronounced that right. I think I will 100% play Shadows in immersive mode. I think that's really the best way to play. Wait, what Fragnard was in the DLC? Random guy says, yeah, in the German version of the Druids DLC, the first person you meet in that round sort of, yeah, they had these sort of new camps.
These forts, yeah.
Yeah. And then the first person that would run up to you was him. And you were
I was
werewolf.
like, hey, Eivor, hier drüben.
Wow.
And then I explained how the management system with the resources works, and I explained them. Yeah, you go there and get this, and you go there and get this,
You're
which
so
was
knowledgeable. Nice.
awesome. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Uh,
I was doing the same, basically, what I do in content for that game. But
yeah, no, it's awesome, and you never know what happens. Like, maybe there will be more werewolves in the future. Probably not, but other characters we will see. Boozle says, you've been watching your videos since I was 13. Life is a lot different now. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I'm going through a court custody hearing tomorrow. I'm really stressed, just wondering if you had something motivational to tell me to keep my head up. Well, Boozle, I feel old reading that, but I appreciate you sticking around, and always believe that things kind of happen for a reason, and that you will always get out of it better from the other side. So keep your head up. I'm sure you'll be fine, and things will always. There are reasons why this is happening now, and I think it always will end up getting better for you. So best of luck.
yeah, good luck.
Valhalla was weird with the awkward silence at the end of every conversation with Eivor doing a shrug or something. There were always kind of weird things like that, for sure. Somaya, One Piece is the greatest anime manga ever created. Midball One Piece. McCann Yu has experience with swords, so I wonder if they motion captured him. I'm not sure if we saw that. I think he mostly seems to be in the trailer. He's mostly just like sharing his face and stuff. I don't think he actually did motion capture, because I think the animations from his character are probably motion captured by other people. But yeah, he was really there in Canada. And
He was really there
yeah,
in Japan, you mean?
Oh yeah, he was there too. Yeah. I saw him. It was so interesting. So they had this. So again, we had that sort of stage show that we saw, and then after that they like kind of talked about the game, and then at the end they were like, okay, and now it's time for the photo session. So then McKenna was already talked about, oh, I'm in the game and blah, blah. He then left. Then 5 minutes later, he came back. He was standing in front of this. I can probably like get a picture of that up as well. But he was standing in front of this huge sign from Assassin's Creed. And then that was like the photo moment. And then everyone could take pictures of him, and he was just standing there posing and waving, and that went on for like 10 minutes. It was really strange. And then all the developers came on stage as well, and they also had like a photo moment. And then at one point they grabbed the sign with like the game and the launch date. So it was
seems
really
to be like
weird
more
too.
like a movie first presentation, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was really strange, but
You normally don't have that for video games.
no. It felt way more.
But I mean, maybe
official.
Maybe since he's such a big star, I don't know him, but yeah, I don't know actors in general, except for my favorite actor, JorRaptor, because he wrecked.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You called me maybe just 20 minutes ago, right?
Yeah. It's already too much now that I'm...
Yeah.
Here, look, I got the pictures. I had to send them over from my phone. But, yeah, here. So, this was, like, the crew. Let me see. So, they were, like, standing there with the huge sign. And everyone was taking pictures. And then it was, like... who still does not have a picture? And then one guy in the back would like raise his hands, and then they would all look his way. So he had like the best angle.
That's so crazy.
But the Kenyu was like there alone. See, and he's like waving. It was really strange, huh?
How
But,
sweet.
super funny. Super funny.
Yeah, I mean, things work different when you're a big star.
Yeah.
Such as you are now, since you surpassed the 1 million subscriber
Yeah, crazy.
mark. Yeah?
Crazy. That was so...
You're like, you should move to Hollywood, I think.
No. I'm fine here. I'm kind of done with all the travel, to be fair. And I'm happy
Yeah, it
to-
was too much. Oh, I was in Hamburg as well to play some Monster Hunter. And I was like, no, yet another trip. I can't stand it anymore.
Yeah, I had that
At
kind
some
of
point,
as well.
it's too much. I think I was like for the last 30 days, I was gone for 10, yeah.
Damn.
And then you, of course, have to do the double work when you're there.
Oh, yeah.
And prepare all the content. And yeah, since I got sick, I did not put out as many videos about Assassin's Creed Shadows as I've wanted to. I wanted to go in depth on some topics as well.
Same.
For the settlement, for example, or hideout. Yeah, I still call it settlement.
I do that as well. I just like switch it up, so it's actually nice.
The settle out.
Did you see the JorRaptor Easter egg in KCD? So like a raptor or something? Do you know about this? Gipsy Boy.
I did not see it. I saw an Elden Ring Easter egg, which is quite nice.
Oh, cool. And I saw a One Piece
you have like
Easter
a
egg
pot
as
head.
well.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But people, do you think Shadows will get delayed again? No. Again, they had the sign up.
They need to put it out now.
Yeah,
Financially, it's not going well for them.
Yeah, no, and if they launch it later, then it will not be in this financial year. So, like, never say never with Ubisoft. I also thought that the game would be out this week. Hey, let's take a moment to realize that the game
In
would
2
be
days.
out in 2 days, if we lived in a
For
different time.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy actually to think about.
Yeah, that would have been a nice love story for this year, like the AC Shadows love story on Valentine's Day. But yeah,
Yeah, now I do have to do something with Valentine's Day. I thought it was nice that I had like a good thing. Are you gonna do something with your wife?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
We do not celebrate. I was thinking about like doing an awesome love letter video to AC Shadows.
Priority straight. You have.
I'm actually doing
straight.
a live stream this Friday, so on with GameStar.
Oh, nice.
Like their European or German press, and we do a live stream on the game. Should have been released right now. What's going on with it?
Oh, really? Okay.
And yeah, and of course have to go to study.
Oh yeah, you're doing a study as well. You're crazy.
Yeah.
man.
It's crazy because I have financial management this Friday, and I actually wrote my term paper about Ubisoft, and I did like different valuation approaches, and I tried to give them a price tag, how much the company is worth.
And can you say what you?
I used 3 scientific approaches,
That's interesting. Okay.
and 2 of them came up with a negative value, which is insane.
How is that possible?
It's possible if you like
Too many
look at a certain
employees?
time frame, like the last 4 years, I think, and they have so many debts. They have like a negative EBIT, which is like earnings before interest and taxes.
I
so
think they said that they had still
they
some
had
money in the
minus.
bank. They still had some money in the bank. I think they.
yeah, they don't put that.
They
They
had like
might
a
have
billion,
money.
I think, still something.
But they have like 2 billion in debts. So yeah, I mean, you can only work with what is available, right?
Yeah. But they have the IP. Like I think if they would.
Yeah,
So
they are
that's
worth
way
more than
yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
definitely.
I think
but
Assassin's Creed is
according
worth a
to
few
that
billion
certain,
easily.
Yeah.
And
Easily.
Rainbow Six is maybe even more.
It's just like these scientific approaches are not made for this use case.
Yeah. For sure.
But I touched on
that's
that as well.
interesting.
So.
Okay,
yeah,
but,
it was.
Let's talk Shadows, because that's, of course, why people tune in. Jet Laner, good to see you. Saber Knight, Skata, of course, saw you already, which is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no more delays again. It would be kind of wild to hold up this sign and then have it be like
You holding it up.
for April 20th. I just delayed the game. No, I don't think, remember that the game is already finished, and it was already finished in November. It just wasn't polished enough, and they can now implement way more things. So I think it will be very exciting to play this game in the state that it will be in, because when we played it, it was like already a month-old build, and that was 2 months before launch. So when the game is out, it will have 3 months worth of polish, and that's a lot for a game like this. So my One Piece games are ass compared to Dragon Ball, so I can't even push you to play them. No, you're right. You can't even push me to play Dragon Ball games. So, but the Yakuza game, who knows? Maybe. What did the third approach tell you? Says Lore Rat.
Yeah, he was like asking about the third approach. I did like entity approach, equity approach, and multiplier method. And with multiplier method, you actually look at other gaming companies like EA Games, other publishers, Embracer Group, those who fit, like PlayStation and Microsoft are too big to compare. And you then come up with a result. But yeah, that was like minus 29 cents to 53 euro. It's too big of a range.
Yeah,
for other companies, it worked pretty well, but for this particular case, it didn't work.
Yeah. Ubisoft is an interesting
Because
case
of the valuable assets, but the
Yeah.
mismanagement on the other side. It's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm curious how it will look and how the release of the game will actually do for them.
Yeah, no, I've always said I think the game will do well, but not as good as they need it to, because that's just impossible. Maybe if it did like Valhalla net levels, it would be they would be secured. That would be like 1 billion in a year, which would be kind of crazy. I think Shadows will do a little over half of that, probably.
It will do well, I think.
Oh yeah, it will be
word
profitable.
of mouth is gonna do good because the game actually is fun.
Let's pull up that poll
Hopefully.
that you shared with me.
Yeah, do it. I did a poll with 6,000 voters on my channel, and I asked these guys, now after all the new info, how do you feel about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Positive, neutral, or negative? You can actually like guess what the outcome was. Now you can see it. You did the reveal. 50% are positively, 33% neutral, and only 70% negative. While I think some months ago I did like a kind of similar poll, and there were like 25% negative, I think. So it kind of shifted towards positive more and more. And I'm curious how you in the stream, you guys are feeling about the game right now after all the new stuff we know. And I think right now we can actually predict what this game is going to be like for us. At least how it's going to play for the first 50 hours.
I still think it's we have seen such a small. We have not even seen a full region. Like it's just half of one region. I think in particular, the settlement feature will kind of blow people away who have not been really paying attention. I just put up like a TikTok or short that I will also be posting on YouTube about like that's actually kind of cool. I'm not sure if you saw the video from Kev Dude. He was also at the Canada event, and I met him there too. A really cool guy, and I love this video because when I watch other previews for Assassin's Creed, I will not be learning anything new, mostly because I've played the same version that they played.
And you played it like 1,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. And but Kev Dude did like he went to the settlement. Let's
One thing
look
left
at this.
to do.
And he did like, when I approached the settlement, I was like, okay, I need to know all the information, what people will actually be doing in the game when they get it themselves. But he approached it as like, how far can I push this? And I love kind of what he did. So first he made like a cat den, where he also figured out that you can put down 25 animals, so that's the maximum.
Yeah, I found that out as well.
Yeah, but then he went like this.
Okay, the whole grid. Okay, that's crazy.
And it all worked. It worked. So yeah, you see all the cats. Which, by the way, very smart to have the cats like this, because otherwise they will run around and they will be hard to find.
No.
So actually, kind of Sim style, putting them in a sort of cage is very smart. But then he and did this cool. So there are these climbable towers as well. In Valhalla, one of the Helix packs added like the tower. Do you remember that? The big tree. Sort of you had like one of the
where you can get on, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could like sort of watchtower. You could if your whole settlement though, Shadows will
like
have
the
that
best
at
main
launch.
tree, yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Okay, this is ridiculous. This is crazy.
So I was like, and they all move, and the game still works, and that's crazy to me.
And they also like don't move in sync. Everything is just floating around
Because
not
of the wind.
like because my biggest fear would have been like they're all like moving in sync, like choo 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 choo.
I love this.
Yeah, crazy idea, and it's awesome that this works.
Oh, Jara says that was from a festival, not a Helix Pack. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, that was right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember showcasing that in the video, or I think either Joyce or Dennis showcased it, and then I forgot to buy it, so I had to wait a whole year to get the watchtower. But yeah, I mean, I think this is gonna turn heads. This is gonna work in their favor, where people are gonna be like, "What the heck? This is insane." So yeah,
it's great that this works. Yeah. You can get really creative with it as well. I did like a whole cherry tree forest where I put like tree by tree, and this formed like kind
Can
of
we
interesting
watch that?
structures as
Did
well.
you put that
I don't
online?
know if I put it on.
You
I have
do
to double
of
check.
course, the settlement part in your video.
I have it, but I don't know if I put that particular online or I just put like general impressions. 6 hours. Fazit, where is it?
Yeah, it's like probably the
Siedlung
sealed-
Versteck part from 20 on.
Oh, I
That's that.
see.
Oh
it.
yeah. I put it at 2058 exactly. That's where I like put tons of trees just next to another, and I think it looked kind of beautiful as well.
Yeah.
But I just eventually used a very small part of it because obviously I didn't want to show like you can.
No, but
do,
I
like,
think the
random stuff.
potential of this mode to also, because what this game will need is word of mouth, and be like people, for some, because there are of course like a lot of like that looks insane. Yeah.
I think, yeah, it looks really beautiful and interesting. And you can get pretty creative. For example, with the assets that are not like square by square, because the grid is square by square, of course. But if you have like assets that are more roundish, you can build some pretty beautiful stuff, I think. And if you take your time. But I know myself, I will just place them, make it functional, and then go out grinding again.
That will be me too. That will be me too. But I because I will do the weekly reset stream and stuff, at one point I will have to put some time into it, because otherwise, I will be showcasing
I mean, you can
my
do it in a
settlement
stream.
lot. Yeah, maybe I could do it in the stream and
Yeah.
get. But again, like my point was that a lot of people made up their mind for this game for. I mean, some like if you don't like some of the mistakes Ubisoft made with like the Japanese historical accuracy, they of course fixed them and stuff. Totally fair. If this is not a game for you, totally fair. But I do think that some people that this game would be for and that did play Valhalla and Odyssey and liked it are kind of being impacted by some of the misinformation that is out there. But I do think that a thing like this, if you everywhere see, whoa, I created this in Shadows and it looks awesome, and you see multiple versions of that, I do think that will help sell this game to more people, because that I think the Hideout is still kind of under the radar, because only we at Ubisoft Quebec who went there were able to check it out.
Yeah, especially with the level system that was just shown at the end of the video. Right here, or the video part. It's so much fun, I think, and it can be like a bug fiasco, but I think they made like certain decisions for some buildings can only be at a certain place, so I think that can kind of hopefully prevent those bugs that could be happening. Remember the DAG bug with that character from Valhalla, where he couldn't move the path he should move when an event started. So that was like my biggest fear when I've heard about like you can design it yourself. Maybe it will block an NPC, but I think they designed the first part of the hideout to be like that's where the content is, and where the NPCs are gonna move, and you can't change it. But
I think that I hope that that's the case, and I do think that from what we've seen so far, what happens in the settlement is kind of more like an optional separate thing. You do go back because it is very like good, because the buildings you make will have an impact on the world. Like if you improve one of the main buildings, you can find more safe houses in the open world, or you can find more scouts, or your allies can be upgraded. So you want to go back to the settlement for that, but it won't be as in Valhalla, where every main mission you come back, talk to this NPC, and then place like your weapon on the map to start a new story arc. I don't think it will be like that. So it will still be crucial to the game, but it will be more optional, I think, than it was in Valhalla. And I'm happy about that, because the whole Valhalla loop around the settlement made sense for that game, but I don't want that again. I'm fine. With that.
And what they told us in Quebec was like the settlement or the hideout is going to reflect what you do in the open world and vice versa. So I think that's a nice approach to like maybe spend some time in that hideout, improve it, and then be better in the open world, get some grinding going maybe, rewarded for not using your spies. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And yeah, I'm looking forward to some
Yeah.
community showcases of the settlement or the hideout and making a contest.
Not a Sims fan says White Monk. I'll be playing the game. Again, like what I hope, and I do think this might be possible, but it will likely be a thing that they add like a year or something after launch, is that people can upload their design for the settlement and then other people can download it. That would be insane.
Like a blueprint. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I do think at one point, because you do need, of course, all the assets, but if we're like a year after launch, most people that will be able to use this feature will probably have most of the hideout assets. So then they can do it because...
The blue ice dog and the fiery cats as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Then you probably do. So, I mean, there are so many complications why this would not work. But I do think it would be cool if you're not that creative, you can still, get some inspiration from other people and maybe, download it as a sort of... Even if it's like just a small part, like a few buildings that you can put the same way that they did or something. I don't know. But I'm the same. I will grind the game, get all the upgrades, and then later on I will make sure that I have to walk the least distance to get to the blacksmith and stuff.
Yeah.
And then because you can technically make the forge all the way in the back, and then you have to walk there every time, and maybe you make a very cool forest to get there. At one point though, if you just want to upgrade your gear, it's quite annoying to do that all the time. So, at first I will just make a square with all the buildings facing that sort of, plaza that I made, and then I can...
Or a donut.
A donut? Is that
where you have like a I don't know, is it called atrium as
circle?
well
Oh,
in English? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you have like a little garden in the middle of those buildings and you circle them. Yeah, exactly. I think that could be kind of a nice mix between looks and accessibility as well.
100%.
To have some animals maybe in the middle there and...
I believe it's going to be wild like Hogwarts Legacy with the Room of Requirements. What people built there was crazy. I never really paid too much attention to that, to what people built. But I know there was quite a lot possible. I think this will be way crazier, though. I think the possibilities here are way more...
I mean, for Hogwarts, it was awesome as well. You could be like pretty efficient with what you build or pretty beautiful. You had like these areas where you can put the animals that you find in the open world and make it really nice for them or just throw them in. It was like...
That was me, yeah. I just wanted to add I don't know what the resources were again. Damn, I kind of forgot about that whole...
feathers or so.
I kind of forgot about that whole system. GC, Marcel, Jor, please tell me the sprint in Shadows is like Valhalla pressing R3, or it's like Odyssey auto sprint. It is like Valhalla. And I do think the game has like an auto sprint as well, so you just move the analog stick and then run. Markerman, good to see you. Yes, we're back every Wednesday. Of course, there will be a point, I think, during the where we both have the game. Are we then gonna do this show where it's like, I think this will happen, and then we already know. So we have to kind of talk around that.
It's difficult if you know things to like dance around.
But I
what
do
info
think,
is already available, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think the moment we are able to talk about our review copy, we will be here every week. Or of course sometimes we will not be here, but I will ask Joyce or Dennis if Frankie Boy is not able to make it, or the other way around. He can host maybe one time as well if I'm not there. But I think, again, like this show, I think will mostly be a lot of fun after launch. They added the first DLC or the first season. What do you think about it? And I think that will be very cool.
The new weapon from Naui.
Yeah, because now it's really like we are just talking to you, giving you information and sharing our experience. But I think it will be way more fun later on when we can all discuss what we thought and what we want in the game, etc., etc. So that has always been kind of the idea behind the show.
Yeah. I'm super curious about the feelings of the community when they finally can play it. Because right now, of course, only a small amount of people could already play it. I think like 400, 500 people played it for the press and media. And maybe some playtesters who aren't allowed to talk about it.
Yeah,
So
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not that far anymore, right? It's 40 days
Less
about
even.
right
It's
now, I
like
think so.
8:30 or less because we're just gonna do like how many days?
On
Till March
ChatGPT.
20th. No.
Yeah.
I'm a boomer. I use Google.
Okay.
36
You can also.
days.
I was gonna say, yeah, ask ChatGPT for a nice guide on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh,
But yeah, the
but
official one was just cancelled because the game is not out yet. That I bought on Amazon.
yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. It will come out when the game comes out, right?
Yeah,
The
but
official
yeah, maybe
strategy
yeah.
guide.
36 as the Hidden Creed as well. Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's look at this. The DLC that we both did not see this trailer before it was
Together, yeah.
yeah, so let's have a quick look. I'm gonna put up the volume as well. It's just the music, so it's not.
I'm gonna do some sound effects, even though I don't hear anything. Okay.
It's gonna be. Okay. I love how your
This
head
is what we
moving.
get.
you,
Yeah.
you don't even know.
I can feel it.
So the most interesting thing I think is that it is Naue who has the staff, the bow staff, and not
Only one
Yasuke.
new weapon, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do think that for the second
It
DLC,
doesn't say weapons, it says weapon.
Yeah, and it will only be Naue who can use it. But I think overall it's nice that Naue gets the first weapon because she only has 3, and I do think that after 50 hours or so, like I already know right now that I will be the Tento Kusarigama. Probably switch to the katana later for some variety, but 3 weapons, like all the other characters, Bayek, Cassandra, Eivor, they all had way more weapons than her. So I totally think that giving her the first weapon is exciting because Yasuke has the bow and the rifle as well, so 5 weapons with like skill trees and abilities. But it is interesting overall, right? That
I mean, she's obviously the more famous character right now, so
as well, yeah.
You would use her to promote the DLC because, yeah, here your favorite character is gonna get something. I mean, it's just smart, and it's great that they give this away for free as well for pre-orders. But to be honest with you, for Origins I only played like sword and bows. For Odyssey I only played bow. Even in melee fight I took out my bow and put out headshots because it was OP. I had this meme.
That's
it was
crazy.
like Spieltjäger play Hunter, and I was on that battlefield like that.
Do you
General
have,
just before me.
gameplay of that?
Oh, it must have been years ago. Maybe I find something.
Yeah, share it on the Discord. But I want to see that because I thought the sleeping darts were OP in Origins, where it was just like blip, every enemy would fall asleep, assassinate, done. But I agree, the sword felt the best, especially that holding the light attack button and then stabbing the enemy. That's great.
Yeah, let me just quickly look.
Jeff
up
is
if I
saying, can
find
anyone
something.
confirm the presence of Isu? Do you mean like in general, in real life, or do you mean like in Shadows, or in... they have been cagey about it, but of course, it's an Assassin's Creed game. There will be something, I'm sure. But they've... Like, well, in Odyssey, we, of course, immediately saw, the Broken Spear of Leonidas, Isu artifact, you can do crazy stuff. They are kind of keeping all those things close to their chest. Also, the kind of Templar, I mean, they did tease the existence of the Templars, of course, in the game, but they've been kind of, overall, secretive about it, and I like that. So, I hope that when we finally get to play the game, there will be many things that we still don't know about. Any confirmation on the performance modes? Not yet, but we might hear about that soon. Isu will absolutely be in the game, of course. I take the I take RPG to a whole new level. I roleplay in Odyssey. I use the spear. Origins, I use the sword and bow, and that's about it. But, okay, you take it to a whole new level. To me, at one point, then it's just not as exciting anymore. I like the fact that you find a completely new weapon with a new, skill tree. And I hope, personally, that in Shadows they kind of... that it will take some time. That you start the game with the katana for both characters, and then, or maybe the tento for Naue, and then slowly, like after 5 hours, you get your new weapon. After 10 hours, of course, with the random
So it's something
loot system,
big all the time, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But with the random loot system, that will probably not happen. But we will see. I think that would be cool. But yeah, overall, did you find it?
Yeah, I think I found something. I was not deep diving right now. I was looking for a conquest battle where I did this. But yeah, I
Oh,
was
but this
like
was in
basically...
Odyssey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought in Origins.
For Odyssey, I was like always ranging. For Origins as well. But sometimes I used the ultimate attack. Yeah, like those guys approaching me, of course, always used my bow. Even though I think there will be like a bigger boss like approaching me in some
Wow,
seconds
by the way,
or so.
I only now see that you are named there.
Yeah, I'm there as well. I will copyright claim this live stream here.
Oh no!
I was saying something with the same microphone I still have today. Oh, it's me! I can't claim it anymore because I can't prove it's me. But it says Ragnar here. Yeah.
Oh
What
my
was I
god.
said?
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
I still miss the days.
Yeah,
for
you missed
Odyssey.
the days.
Yes, somehow it was great, like to going melee combat. Oh, how dark is that footage? And using the bow all the time. I think
And
there
you
was
were
like
going
some
to
melee fight.
Sargon. I think you go to Sargon at one point as well.
I was just always ranging.
That's crazy, man.
I was so excited about that arrow crafting all the time.
Oh my
and
god.
it was like a meme I was saying, like, always play hunter. Yeah, the conquest battle, of course. Oh, you remember the times where you could like use the
Multi-shot?
explosive arrows with multi-shot?
Oh yeah.
They nerfed that quite early, and I eventually killed myself a lot of times with the multi-shots explosive ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just constantly running away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the gameplay.
I mean, I did this as well, but it was like just like
Here and
one
there,
of the
or
play
what?
styles. Like at one point I figured out, yeah, this is pretty OP, but I don't know.
I
but yeah,
always play like the thing that is OP and I stick to it.
stick to it.
Because for me, yeah, I will simply use the best weapon.
What
and
do you
that's
think?
it.
But like the auto crafting. Oh my god, the auto crafting was important because otherwise you had to go into your inventory again and craft it. What do you think will be OP in Shadows? If you already from what you played.
Oh, I think the Tempo rifle was pretty strong. As well as the bow with 200% more range damage once undetected for some range stealth with Yasuke. Kusarigama, I think it was strong, but I think it was not OP. Generally speaking, Naue was not overpowered, I think. She was pretty well balanced, I think, in open fights, but for stealth, she's super strong.
There is a skill that can let you assassinate in combat.
With smoke bomb or without?
No, I think without. I'm not sure what the restrictions are, but that's interesting. And by the way, you talking about the Tempo rifle. This is that video from Kev Dude again. He kind of did that as well.
Yeah, I mean, people just don't get to you. They get knocked back or they get killed. And yeah, it's just so much fun. I cleared this whole castle he's showing here with the Tempo rifle as well.
I can like put you back here.
Yeah, that's great. Finally back at you. And you can clearly see how strong this is, and especially with mouse and keyboard.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
What he did?
Sure. He threw this barrel.
Did you do that too?
No. Did you?
No, but that's a very smart way to do it.
It is, yeah. Generally speaking, those barrels can be death to yourself as well, but
Oh yeah.
most of the time it was just fun to use them and to alert the whole forge that you're finally there.
Yeah.
By the way, were you surprised as well for how silent Yasuke's assassinations are? Because I was expecting him to alert like the whole city, but he just alerts close by enemies.
Yeah. Again, check that video out.
Stuck
if you
in the
haven't already.
animation.
Kev Dude's video is amazing. But yeah, he kind of was like shooting everyone as well. For me, it's too much of a downtime. It's I don't know, the reload. But did you know there is this weapon, and this is a Helix weapon, but I can already see the videos that we do when that weapon is for sale. Look, if we go. So we go to like the blah blah. Here. 50% chance that bullets are not consumed.
Oh, that's crazy. Because like the limitation of ammunition is a big thing.
Yeah, because you can loot it, but you cannot craft it. You can not even craft arrows, I think, right, in this game.
Yeah, I think you have to buy them.
You have to go back to your safe house all the time to restart.
Or so, yeah.
I think that will make it pretty easy still it's
That's
quite
like-
annoying, but it is possible.
I mean, technically speaking, it's a 50% enhanced ammunition.
But-
So
Do you think that with this perk, it means that you also don't have to reload? That would be because I
Oh.
can like look at it from two sides. On one end, it can be like, okay, you still shoot it, but it doesn't cost you a bullet. But it could also be that you shoot it, but the bullet is still in the magazine, so you can like shoot it again. And then maybe
I
again.
think you have to reload because it would have been too OP then.
I know.
But I think that's a good thought, and it could be possible. I don't know.
Prediction.
Maybe you can engrave that if you don't consume a bullet,
Oh
you
my
will have
God.
a double shot. And then you have like, if the odds are on your side, you have
Yeah.
like 3 shots at once,
Yeah.
not consuming anything. I mean,
Sexy Magic Face, happy to actually catch a live stream in watching your YouTube videos for a long time. Pretty much all the Horizon Forbidden West videos. That's awesome, Sexy Magic Face. Appreciate you being here. I've never finished Origins, but Odyssey is in my top 10. I would say go get on that, because especially the setting is really great.
yeah.
Um,
I want to play Origins right now as well because I know I'm kind of in the mood for playing AC Shadows now, but I can't. So I need something to fill that empty space in myself.
Did you look into Avowed?
Not yet, because I'm so busy with KCD.
Oh yeah.
Kingdom Come is just so great and so time consuming.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
I think I played it for like 30 hours and I'm not even in the second area. My employees played like 140 hours or so. And he still has stuff to do and still enjoys it. So
That's
it's
crazy.
just great, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I do think you will like that game. But yeah, the timing is not great because Monster Hunter is of course also coming.
Yeah, we have Avowed, we have Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
So much good stuff in this February. It's
And
insane.
then it will be March Assassin's Creed, and then it will be.
Yeah. Did you play Monster Hunter?
Yeah, I played the beta a bit over the weekend. I made Aloy as a character,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For me, with those betas that you don't really like. Same with like the Shadows. Like it will be excited to get the game, knowing okay, everything all the time I put in, I will have for the months, the years to come. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think that game is gonna be awesome, and I'm happy that Shadows got delayed because I was already writing it up. I was like, I'm not gonna touch Monster Hunter, but now with the delay,
Yeah.
of course.
My first thought was that as well for Kingdom Come. So like, I'm extremely happy about the delay. Everybody's happy about the delay.
Yeah.
I think at Ubisoft as well, because they can polish it and they can do the last steps. And the consumers will be happy, of course. Everybody will be happy because we will get a better game. And we as creators have time to play the other good stuff that is
Yeah.
out there right now.
100%.
What a time to be a gamer.
What a time, and
Yeah.
it's kind of
It's a
crazy.
great
but
start.
yeah, again, Avowed, can say that I have the game, but I cannot say much more. But tomorrow is when it will launch. If you have Game Pass and like the premium edition or buy the premium
already?
edition. Yeah, and then the week after that it launches like officially. But I think if you like RPGs, it's one to keep an eye out for sure.
I mean, it kind of looks like Skyrim, and
Yeah. But it's smaller. It's like more compact, which is nice.
I'm curious if it's more linear or still open,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's quite dangerous for you to talk now. So
Yeah, for sure.
I will not lure you into any trap.
trap.
I only do that with game developers.
Yeah,
Joking.
no. Let's quickly touch on the things that we learned from that, because you of course had your great stream as well, and I already have it up here because that's what I learned.
For some quotation work.
Boop, boop.
Whoop,
There he
we're done.
is with Jonathan.
To search through that, but you get like the first DLC for free
You can clearly
with
see
new
someone
weapons and new quest line.
skipped there.
Yeah, it seems like I just hit some key here randomly on the
Why
keyboard.
is
Also, ich
that?
habe irgendwie eine Taste gedrückt.
But you got some info from this. Can you tell me what
it's
he
quite
said?
interesting that this part of the stream is like the least watched because it's like the
I
most
skipped
interesting
this.
part.
Remember, I was like texting you. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
where did you get the information about?
Yeah.
Um.
I think the audio was kind of rigged there as well.
Oh yeah. He was using this headset, and we
And it
already
didn't
figured
properly
out that
work,
it
yeah.
wasn't really great. So they should both talk through the one that you were using. But
Yeah.
And you were
He
just
dropped
chilling
some
in this
juicy
house?
stuff.
Yeah. What did he say?
He said some interesting stuff. He basically said like, "Yeah, New Game Plus is coming, not at launch, but it's coming." I was like, "Yeah, you're looking at it, right?" Like, "No, it's coming." I was like,
Okay.
"What?
I'll take
Well,
it.
Okay." I thought like kind of the Valhalla thing we got back then. Like we're looking at it, we're interested in it, but we can't promise anything. Not like that. Like,
Yeah.
yup, it's not easy, but it's coming.
Yeah. No, I think especially with the two characters and how they. I'm not sure if you got to play the final mission with both characters, because the mission kind of changes. The level design changes, which is kind of cool.
Totally.
So if you
It's
are,
just inviting you. to
yeah. So
the
if you are
Plus.
Naue, there's suddenly like this thing that you can crawl under and get through the castle that way, while with Yasuke, a door that was blocked with Naue can be opened, so you have a different pathway. So it is actually a lot of fun. Like in Japan, the demo I got to play was the same, but it was just the final part of the final mission, of that main mission, so with the boss fight at the end. And I got to play that now with Naue, and it was just pretty cool to see, wait, a different part of the castle is kind of open now, and they really designed these...
It's starting at night instead of daytime. Yeah.
They really designed the level for the character you're playing, and of course in the open world they have to make sure that it works for both. But yeah, during these main missions they can really be like, okay, what makes sense for what character you're playing. So that was kind of cool, and I think for New Game Plus, I think it will be very cool if you pick Naue for the first playthrough, to then pick Yasuke during these missions in particular, because then, yeah, of course it will still be the same mission, you will still end up in the same way, or in the same spot, but to get there is slightly different. And we of course know that the random loot is back. Like that was of course another thing with Valhalla. They had to repopulate the chest again, or everything. If they would do New Game Plus, everything would be open already. I think Mirage ended up doing that, and that just didn't make things very exciting. While in Origins and Odyssey, you would always get loot, even if you would go to the locations you've already been to. So I think that's pretty exciting too. And he said something else about modes.
Yeah, he was interested in new game modes and said he was like looking at that. What came to my mind was, of course, like something regarding Assassin's Creed Mirage, where we had like this hardcore mode or so.
Yeah, someone in the AMA actually
But he wasn't
asked
so
that.
sure about that. He said like
No.
New Game
That
Plus
seems-
is definitely coming, and that game modes we're interested in that.
Yeah. So we should not
Yeah.
think that that's actually happening. But it is interesting that they are already like even him as a creative director. Like at one point he will move on to whatever the next project is. But he's way more engaged. For me, it feels like with the post-launch than other directors, because usually it's like, okay, the game
It's finally out. I'm out.
yeah, exactly. So, okay, I did my part. The polishing state is happening now. Everyone is just bug fixing. What's the next Assassin's Creed I'm gonna work on? But no, he seemed very hands-on still and was already thinking about post-launch. And I think that's, pretty a good sign for
Especially
maybe...
for our community, I guess, who is pretty interesting in long support of ACs, right?
100%. So
I mean,
I think
Neb says-
that's also what helped Odyssey a lot post-launch, because the Fate of Atlantis DLC was made by the main team, or like a large part of the Odyssey team as well. While with Valhalla, Wrath of the Druids was done by a different studio, Siege of Paris was done by a different studio, Dawn of Ragnarok was done by a different studio as well, and the post-launch was, I do think, kind of done in-house at Ubisoft Montreal, but it was clear that they were already like somewhere else with their head. They were like, we're moving on, you guys go figure out the post-launch, it's not important. But right now, because the next game they are probably going to do is another RPG, all the learnings, even in the post-launch, and we know they want to have Shadows be supported even after Hexay comes out in 2 years. So that's like super exciting. And again,
post-launch plays a role with Assassin's Creed Infinity or the Animus Hub right now.
Yeah.
It plays a bigger role, I think, for the future of the franchise.
And Nebno says, that the permadeath in Mirage was cool, but it wouldn't work in Shadows. That's totally right. It would be cool, like if you die, then you have to play the other character or something. I mean, you can make things about it, but it's like a way too large game, so permadeath would not work. It's gonna be insanely hard, but New Game Plus will be very exciting for sure. Only for that, you do need a way to... I would like that to save my settlement loadout, because what if you spent like 20 hours to make this amazing settlement, and then, I'm gonna start New Game Plus, I have to build it all over again without a way to... I think that would suck for people. So
a
maybe
blueprint would totally make sense.
Yeah,
then,
exactly. Yeah. So even if you cannot upload it to the cloud, just a saved loadout feature. So or you don't lose your settlement. Even though that was of course a part, because we don't really know how that would work with New Game Plus. Maybe they can have that be you still keep the same settlement. We will have to wait.
Maybe.
But not the characters.
Sounds a bit OP
around.
for the early part of the game, though. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but you are of course already OP. That's the whole part of New Game Plus. You have all your unlocks and stuff. But Mackerman says
cool.
maybe make templates. That's what I was hoping they would do. Yara says, how did the Cannibal feel? Like a way better version compared to the... I love the heavy mazes already in Origins and in Odyssey. And I think the Cannibal feels even better because you're also now fighting enemies with armor. So, and with the Cannibal, you can like just strip them of that armor. And there are some amazing perks with the Cannibal, where I think one of the Cannibal perks is that... let me see. So I cannot show this footage, but of course in Quebec, in Canada, they did like a whole session where they showed Yasuke doing stealth, right? And I could make videos there, just not show it, but I can tell you what I saw. And there were some cool perks that we have not seen yet. And I think one of them was that Cannibal hits can just not be interrupted, or something like that. So
yeah, and we had like 200% more range damage for stealth. When
not in combat. Yeah. So I really think, and that was my biggest surprise, because I think during the reveal of Shadows, I was kind of worried that because there are no damage numbers and because they did not really show any loot that you would collect, and the time to kill seemed pretty fast, that it would be more like Valhalla instead of Odyssey, but they really seem to have some really, really cool perks that really alter the way you play. And they basically made some skills that were first in the skill tree, like the chain assassination. Like one perk for Naue is if you assassinate someone and another enemy is close by, you throw a kunai to them. That's of course like what the chain assassination was in Valhalla and Mirage, and that seems to be a perk now in Shadows, which I think is very cool. But yeah, I think it was something like that, and also that you can parry unblockable attacks. Like the red glowing attacks, you can parry them, which is also very, very, very awesome.
Yeah,
so,
that's a strong one as well, yeah.
Yeah, so pleasantly
So much
surprised.
to dive into the skills tree as well as the items, I think. And it's going to be an interesting time where we come up with creative builds and skills, maybe.
Yeah, you already
Though the
talking
skills,
about that. That Cannibal is very it made me like excited for.
I had some problems with fighting Lonin with the Cannibal. They were so fast that I couldn't hit them, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just me being incompetent, but...
Here, attacks cannot be interrupted with the Cannibal.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
cool,
you just swing,
but
you
you
take
will
the
still
damage.
take the damage, yep.
Sure, but then you can, like, yeah, you're just an
Can then-
unstoppable powerhouse. If you focus a lot on, like, defense, and then with the Cannibal, you're just unstoppable. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I like that each weapon has a skill tree, yeah, for sure.
Travis is asking any Far Cry 7 news. I don't have any.
I mean,
think,
we have some
we have
rumors, of course, but it seems that
the
they're
Tom
taking...
Henderson stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like they're taking more time with that game.
Yeah.
Because it was
Black
planned, I
Flag
think, for
remake,
this
yeah.
year, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time for predictions. Of course, at the end of every stream that we do
Episode.
here, we like to do a prediction for what we think will be in the game, and we are collecting them. Joyce did a prediction for you last week, and
She did, yeah. Thank you so much, Joyce.
There will be a
Well, that's-
trophy or achievement for doing the leap of faith as Yasuke. Do you think that is true or not?
It's the leap of falling for him. Or maybe at some point he learns how to perform it. That would be awesome. After like 10 fails, he then learns it and then... Oh, that would be crazy.
And then
But,
that would be a cool achievement for sure.
But one thing for sure, it's not easy for him to get up on these leap of faith spots. And I found out in my live stream that actually if you do it with him, like do the leap of falling, it's called, with him, then actually the haystack disappears, which is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, but with Naue it stays because she's so elegant and doing her things. Well, yeah, I can
But I do
imagine.
think it comes back with the season, right? So it will be back. It will be back, I think. But yeah, it's kind of...
Yeah, it also comes back with every reload, but
Okay, luckily.
I think it's a nice little detail.
100%.
And Jordan said, if you select cannon mode, you will not miss any of the allies when doing their missions. So you get all of the 6. Yeah, likely. I think even without... Yeah, you can kind of miss them, I think. But...
Yeah, but with the...
But I think
the cannon
Jonathan
mode,
gave this info in Quebec,
he?
right?
What?
Or...
Yeah. No,
was it
you
Charles?
can miss the allies if you make the wrong choices, but with the cannon mode, there are no choices. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it would suck if you pick
There
cannon
are
mode
no,
at the
yeah.
start of the game,
That
and
would
then
not
you
make
miss
sense,
out
yeah.
on allies, right?
That wouldn't make sense, yeah.
No, but that
But-
is kind of a cheat.
Somebody already knows how our predictions will go.
Yes.
I'm curious. Right at this point, I think it's pretty difficult for me to come up with a prediction because we know so much now.
Yeah, but that's a weak excuse.
It is. I'm a YouTuber. I'm there for weak excuses.
Okay, I'm gonna say, and you correct me if I'm wrong, if I cannot say that. So if we go to the map of the game, let's see if we have that footage on hand. So let's go to Joycer footage because I think Joyce had like 1080p footage, so I'm able to share that without my computer completely
Crashing.
crashing. Yeah.
And you have the right codec for it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we can hear the game now. Of course, Joyce goes into the game. And then one of the first things she does, of course, open up the menu.
Same, yeah.
I trained
you
her
always
well.
do have to do that.
Go
through every menu.
Yeah, exactly.
I also filmed every skill in that game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, me too. That will be a fun video. The
video will be
But
called
where
All
is the
Skills.
map? Where is the map? She goes to the map sometime. Right? Oh, maybe after the viewpoint. Okay, she goes to the viewpoint.
Some beautiful shots there.
Yeah. I love this.
Oh, yeah,
Why-
I've been there with Yasuke. Awesome location.
And then you did the leap of falling.
The Falling of Faith.
Falling of faith. Why is there no map footage?
You're always just skipping it. There is map footage, but you're not hitting it.
Yeah, I think it should be somewhere. But
It should be.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was the map. Wow.
zoom out.
That's a map.
Zoom out. I don't think she's gonna.
Maybe she already zoomed in, or
Okay, but my point is that there are levels again. Oh, I saw that, by the way, with you. Wait.
yeah. I'm gone now, but yeah, I saw that as well. Nice prediction. There are levels. Awesome. I think you're gonna.
You don't even have a prediction. Okay.
Yeah, I have a prediction that there will be levels as well.
Wow. Look. Okay. We're back with the map. We were level 25 during the demo. We see level 23 here. So there is scaling, but some regions are lower level than others.
Yeah, I
If
think
we
it's
go-
always minus 2 levels below you. Is
Yeah,
like the
or
minimum.
above, because here we see 35.
above not.
I'm not sure what that is.
That's Tamba Highlands.
Yeah.
It's called like that, Tamba.
But why there should be like a high here. Oh. Yeah, 29. I think when you go there, the loot will drop on level 29.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
Wouldn't make sense otherwise.
Okay, because I was curious if right now when you go to like a vendor or something, all the gear is on your level. But I think if you go to a higher region, it will be
I think
on a
I
higher
even
level.
got a drop that is higher than me.
Really? Did
I
you?
Yeah, I think so. But I didn't pay close attention though.
Okay, then I'm gonna do something else. When you finish the game, like ballpark, you're gonna be level 45. So if it's 40, if it's like 41, or if it's like 48, no, that's too much. 42 or 40. So I think if you just rush the main story, you will be around the 40, 41. But we will probably do some side content in between too. We'll be like 45. Do you
Okay.
think that's a good prediction?
Yeah. My prediction is that level 60 is the max level.
No, that's not a good prediction. We already know that that's true.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, could be the case that it will be quite difficult for us to benchmark because I'm going to do a lot of side stuff. I don't know how you play games, but
I think like Dennis will for us be mainlining the game. I will be focused on early things and just doing a lot of the early stuff, and then I will probably focus on the story as well. Like I think overall, just like in Odyssey, the faster you can get to level 60, the better, because then all your gear, everything you do will be on that max level, and then you don't have to upgrade it, because I think the upgrades, like that was of course just like in Odyssey, that was like that cost you the most. Getting a cool new gear item, spending resources to upgrade that. You want to do that as less as possible. So, because if you, for example, have the whole objective board, there will be things that you can get there, like new rewards, they will all be scaled to your level. So the faster you reach 60, all the rewards will then be on the max level, so they can immediately use them without having to spend resources.
Yeah. It's just great if you have the max level.
Yeah, so max level will be important. But so what was your you said max level 70, right?
No. But I'm the max level will be hired with the DLCs, of course. But it's 60 only. I found that out in the interview with Charles, I think.
When you
came
enter the
up
open world,
with something.
when you
Yeah,
you came up with something?
But I just forgot it because you eventually wanted to talk about something else then.
Oh, sorry. But when you maybe you can do when you enter the open world, what level will you be? Because of course every Assassin's Creed game has the tutorial. We know we already played through an hour of it, but it felt like that was still not the end of the tutorial, right? We jumped forward to this 25 save, but at one point Yasuke and Naoe decide to work together, and I think that is when the game opens up. I think then you start somewhere close to where the settlement is, and then a few hours later you get the settlement, and then. But yeah, what level will you be?
Like, we now have to compare. Do you think like entering the real open world was when you had the settlement in England for Valhalla, or do you think like entering the open world was when you were in Norway, because technically speaking that was an open world as well?
I think it's like for Origins when you left Siwa, for Odyssey when you left Kefalonia, and for Valhalla when you entered England.
For Origins, when you left Siwa, what level were you? I think like very low, maybe 5 or so. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
For Odyssey, when you left Kefalonia,
Kind of depended on.
I think like 5 to 8 as well.
Yeah.
For Valhalla, yeah, I think 5 is a good digit.
Yeah, you're gonna say you will be level 5 when you enter the open world, and so yeah.
And so when you enter the open world and have both characters available,
yeah, where you can switch,
you are level 5. And we know, of course, both of the characters have the same level. So obviously, maybe like the XP does only start when you have both characters available because they are on the same level always.
Yeah, then you would lose.
Yeah, then I would lose. But yeah, I'm super thankful for your idea and your inspiration. And yeah, eventually I will come up with the idea I just had later on, and then I will be like, for next week.
You can use that for next week.
Yeah, are we gonna do the podcast next week? Yeah, we are. Awesome.
Depends on you, man.
Yeah. I have time.
Nice. That's good news. Yeah, I think February we will likely do the show. I think the first week of March we might.
It's gonna be
not do it.
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and
maybe
the
we
week
will
after.
be busy then.
You will know if there's no show that we will not be here, but then we will be. The moment there's no show, and then we will be back. You better tune in then. But until then, we will still have our weekly show. So to recap, I think that when you finish the game, credits, main story, you had the battle between Naoe and Yasuke. I don't know if that will be the ending, but I hope they do something different. I hope it's not that, because that was, of course, the Odyssey thing. But then you will be around level 45. Like,
yeah,
why not? I think we will know if I was right or not. If it was
I think you
are
still need
43,
a reason to grind. Yeah.
If you are 43 and I was like 46, that was true. If you were like 40 and I was 48, no. So we kind of have I think it's like around the 45.
No. Okay.
Yeah, and you will be level 5, but if it's like, no, but for you it has to be 5.
That's unfair. But yeah, since you're the host, you're like dictating how it works.
You should never
on your
accept
channel,
my
right?
predictions. You should never accept that.
My prediction is that now we will have 3 weapons at launch.
Yeah, but maybe
just
the
get
DLC
5.
is at launch. No,
Nice prediction.
Robo Wisso, do you think there will be a lot of indoor areas? Yes, because especially in the settlement, you can enter every building, etc. So there will be many indoor areas, but yeah, because even like the big castles, you can go inside and wreck some enemies there. Thanks everyone for watching. We will be back next week with another show. Maybe we'll have some new info to discuss then. Of course, in the meantime, check out our channels. I know Frankie Boy, Fragnard is busy with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. What's the German version? What's the name? Is it just
Kingdom
English?
Come Deliverance 2.
Oh my god.
2 means 2.
Okay.
2, yeah.
Very,
And Kingdom
Very
Come
creative.
means like Königreich komme. Yeah.
That sounds really, really bad. So I'm happy they did not go with that. But keep an eye out for that. I will have a video about Assassin's Creed up today. Yeah.
With
Looking
some
forward to that.
exclusive new info.
Maybe. Maybe not. Probably. Okay. Thanks everyone. And Ben, next time. We always start at the same
will
time. But I know
speak to you
you're
in the next video.
Yeah, you're. I am happy that you could still make it.
And
State of
some
Play
Ghost
live
of Yotei.
reaction will be today on the main channel. If you go to the main channel, to the live tab, you already see the countdown. So, hope to see you there. Ghost of Yotei, hopefully. Concord 2. We're gonna be excited about everything. No. Concord
Yes.
2.
Conqueror 2 would be awesome. But I'm hoping for Ghost of Yotei though, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Thanks everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.